Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the B.A.D Collection Podcast. My guest today is my wonderful friend that I went to acting school with, Scarlett Finnell. I miss and love you so much. I can't wait for you to visit me in March of 2022. I hope you guys enjoy this episode. This one was filmed right at the end of 2020, right before 2021. So like always, gotta like, comment, and share, of course. And happy early new year. Love you guys. Thanks again.
1 minute. Can you hear me?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. Just living my life, keeping myself busy. I see that you moved in with our friend Allie. How has that been?
It's good. It's really good.
That's great.
Get this organized.
You're good.
No, it's been really good moving in here with her. She's currently not here. She's back into Kentucky. So
right.
I have it to myself.
Nice. Well, that way, you can kind of just get used to the place and, just be with yourself. That's nice.
Yeah. It's been really great, but I had a lot more fun when she was here.
Yeah, I mean, there's times where it's good to have some alone time, and there's times where it's like, I wish somebody was there. So I get that 100%.
Yeah.
When is she coming back?
Better. Sorry.
You look good. Yeah, you look good. You look great.
I think on the 20th she's supposed to be back, so yeah.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Not too much longer, like 4 more days.
No, yeah. I'll have a person to talk to again.
Yeah. Exactly. Well, I know you guys talked about maybe getting more roommates and such. Have you done that? Has it been put together?
We've talked about it. We went and saw a apartment for that said 2 bedrooms. It's really more like a bedroom and like a small bedroom or office space. But we were talking to some friends of ours. She was talking to some friends of ours. I haven't really heard much about that. I'm just kind of like, okay, whatever. But this is as much as I can pay. I'm good with anything. So.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. I'm glad you're doing well. I miss you so much. It already feels like so long since we've seen each other, and it was only like a month ago.
Yeah. It's been a while. You have no idea how much I miss you. It's insane how much I actually miss you.
Well, hopefully I'm going to visit up to New York soon, and it would be nice if I even got work up there. So, I mean, you never know. But you're welcome to come to PA. So
I really, really, really want to.
You should. I can show you my life.
I would love to see your life.
Well, I mean, we've been talking pretty much since everything has went down, so I have a good idea of pretty much what you've been doing. But
yeah,
I mean, what have you been doing besides, because I know you watch some TV shows and you draw and stuff. Have you been sleeping more? Have you been reading more? Have you been, yeah.
I just got my sleep schedule back on track, which I'm very happy about, because I've been staying up till 4 a.m. and then waking up at 2 p.m, which has not been ideal for me because I lose a lot of part of the day. But I'm designing.
Love it. Well, because I know you're really into fashion.
I am.
I've seen some of your drawings, and you're pretty talented, hun. So
Yeah.
I mean, I would definitely look into that as like, an extra thing.
Yeah.
If I were you.
I'm having to draw it on notebook paper, which isn't like, when I do that, I get really OCD about it, uh, compared to when I draw on blank sheets of paper, just because there's the lines, and then I make it all like perfect, and it's not as fun. But it's been a good time consumer.
That's good. Well, honestly, just go on like michaels.com and order a notepad.
Honestly, I'm trying to get a new fashion out, like the outline of like a body.
Outlook, kind
Yeah,
of.
I know.
Okay.
It's a lot easier to design on those, because then you don't have to worry about like the proportions being correct, because it's already like outlined for you, the person's body. So a
Nice.
little less stress for my OCD.
Yeah. Listen, I get like that sometimes, like, how much of a cleaner I am. And it's
Hmm.
kind of like I think it's honestly very therapeutic for me, but then it's also like, I don't know why I love it so much or why I feel the need to do it so much, but I probably have OCD when it comes to cleaning for sure, because I feel like it has to look a certain way
Yeah,
for some reason. Or if it doesn't, like it's not clean enough. I don't know. It's very weird how I get when it comes to cleaning. You know how
I
I
get.
was in the
I know you.
apartment. You know me.
I know you.
So have you thought of any plans as far as like 5 years in the future? Are you planning on staying in New York for a while? Do you plan on moving out of New York after a couple years?
I'm planning on staying in New York. The only way I would move out of New York is if I was to get an acting job that would require me to relocate. Then I would. But I'm sorry, my hair. Um,
Believe me, I play with my hair all the time, so I get it.
this humidity's made it very frizzy. So but I'm planning on staying in New York. Hopefully in 5 years, I have more money saved up from jobs and things, that I can get a nicer apartment, bigger, more spacious, my own room. So that's where I'm looking at. Hopefully I'll have a boyfriend, getting towards that, like, at 25, I'd like to have a good prospect of someone to marry.
That makes sense. I get that. I respect that.
Yeah, But that's only in like 5 years, so it's fine. No need to rush.
Boys, pay attention. Watch. Look for her. Oh my gosh. Yeah, well, I mean, again, because we were roommates and stuff and we always talked and we're like literally sisters at this point. I heard banging. What the hell? Um so you hear it or
I hear it.
why? I lost my train of thought. Okay, so yeah, we've talked about this a lot to where like I have plans as far as what I want to do and where I want to go, but I don't have plans as far as like exactly where I want to go. So recently though, I've been thinking a lot and like doing a lot of these interviews. I feel like starting out in Georgia seems like the best place for me.
That would
Um,
be cool.
yeah, so I was talking to another actor. His name's Moses Mosley, and I was talking to him about California, Georgia, and New York, and he said for like a couple years he ended up going out to California himself, and he was saying how he only booked like 3 commercials in like I think a couple years, and he said he was basically saying like California is business, and I mean I feel like everybody in a sense
Yeah.
knows that, but then at the same time you would also think because that's like the main place for film, that you would still have chances. But this career is so hard that you can't really live off that, if that makes sense. So he ended up going to Georgia, but that's where he's gotten like a lot of his work. And I was like, how? I mean, that's only like one person I've talked to about Georgia, but well, I've talked to other people about it, but like in more depth. So it just made me think about it a little more. And eventually, like, I plan to move out to California. I still have to get my trip down to see how much I like it out there. But yeah, I just feel like Georgia is going to be where I go for a little while. And I'm really excited because there's a lot of stuff that films down there that I want to get involved with, like Legacies, for one example. But yeah, it's just kind of overwhelming, and I love hearing other people's stories and stuff, because then it like honestly helps me debate on where I should start out or where I consider more than others for the time being, because we're fresh out of school and we're just starting and everything. So yeah, I think I might go to Georgia.
I love that for you.
But yeah, I mean, I love New York. It has a special place in my heart. Don't get me wrong. It always has had a special place in my heart. But I just this past year recently, I don't know what it was, but I just didn't feel or see a permanence of me being there. And when I get like, I believe in like your own judgment and stuff, and like God sending messages, like I believe that stuff 100%. So I always follow when I feel something like that, because I don't want to just ignore that and then a couple years down the road I'm like, why did I ignore that? Or it could go both ways. Like, it could be a good thing or it could be like a bad thing. So, but I would rather follow it and then eventually maybe go back out there than be like, oh, screw it, I'll just go up there now, you know?
Right.
So, yeah, it's been a crazy thing up here. This right here, this girl's brain, it doesn't stop.
No.
Like, I go to sleep and I could be like asleep, okay? It probably doesn't stop.
Keeps on going.
It does. And then I wake up and then it's like, boom, back at it.
2 nights ago, I was going to sleep. I was like, laying down, trying to relax. And all of a sudden, this like really great idea for a script came in my head. And I was sleeping and it was like writing it in my head. And I woke up the next morning and I was like, I have to write this all down. I was like, really, like, your brain really doesn't stop ever.
Yeah. Well, and then when stuff like that happens, like, you absolutely should write it down. You don't want to lose that, because that could be like the pinnacle of your career, or like, you never know. So definitely glad that you wrote it down, because it's so weird. Like, there was this one time I had a dream and I literally woke up and I couldn't remember anything from the dream except the outline of this room. And I was like, I have to draw this room. I don't care how shitty the drawing looks. Like, I have to draw it out. I still have it. And this was like probably 4 years ago when I was still in high school.
Wow.
Because I just feel like that could be used for something in the future. And I may not see it now, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you gotta take that stuff as a good sign, because you never know. I know in school, you, even in comedy, you had more of the dramatic roles, I would say. And I feel like I kind of did, but like my teachers mainly scene study, because that's where we really got deep into a comedy script. He gave me like the ditzy role, and then he gave me, who was the other? I can't remember the other comedy. Damn it. Basically, these last 2 years, I just feel like I've been very pushed in the comedy realm area, whatever is the best word for that genre. There we go. And
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm pretty funny. I think I have a good funny bone to me. That sounded better in my head. But you know what I'm saying.
You're hilarious. Yeah.
But where was I going with this? Oh, great. Good job, friend. Good job, friend. Here's where I was going.
You're on comedy and this.
Yes. So, do you prefer dramatic roles over comedic roles, or comedic roles over dramatic roles? Or do you see yourself being in rom-coms or horror? Like, I see myself being in horror more. At least I hope so. But then people say that I should really dig into comedy. And I'm like, I mean, why not? But what about you?
I prefer dramas more. I like dramas more. But this year at school, it was really an eye-opener for me because I wasn't struggling with dramas, but it was class. I was learning and I was like balancing things on finding my where I was. But when we came to comedies, it just was easier for some reason. I don't know if that's just because I saw where the funny was supposed to be and I understood it. Mm-hmm. Also the characters I got just were really good for me. So I definitely like dramas. I like dramas a lot more. But before this year, I was saying, I wouldn't really go out for comedies. I wouldn't really audition for comedies because I didn't perceive myself as a funny person. I didn't see me being, I don't know, I've never been the one in the group to make people laugh. If they aren't laughing because of me, it's probably because of something stupid I did or something. But now I'm open to comedies. But I think I'll always love dramas.
Love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, because what stuck with me a lot throughout school, and it's partially because people would tell me a lot, then also because, when your teacher says it, it's like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
People have told me that I look and or act like Melissa McCarthy. He doesn't love Melissa McCarthy. She's funny. She's beautiful. Thank you, but I've never been told that before, and I feel honored. And I struggled with comedy in different ways this year. Especially when I my Romy and Michelle scene. I mean, I'm trying to think how to phrase this. Just because I couldn't do that role that I got when I did Romy and Michelle doesn't mean I can't do comedy. That's what I've come to really realize. It's just that it's not even that I'm not fit for that kind of comedy. It's just that I may not ever be seen as playing one of those characters. So it's like getting out of your comfort zone and trying something new. But it's also it's hard to give it a chance when you, the actor, are trying to work it out and do all this work. And then you go in and you're like, damn, that was bad.
Yeah.
Because that scene drove me through a wall, a bad, I could not, for some reason, I just couldn't kick down the wall. And it was very hard on because I get really hard on myself when I mess up or whatever. I don't do it perfect, and there's no such thing as perfect, but
yeah,
I just try to live up to this standard for myself because I don't want to disappoint others. Don't know why I do that, because I shouldn't have to feel that way, but it's just I don't want to disappoint anybody that I care and love and blah, blah, blah. So when that was happening, I was like, oh my God, maybe I shouldn't do comedy. And then I was like back and forth. And then I had other peers tell me like, no, you did good. And I was like, no, that was horrible. Like, don't try to sugarcoat it. Don't try to be nice. And, but yeah, I mean, I can go on and on about all this different stuff, but that's just kind of part of being an actor. Like, you're not going to be perfect for every role, and you kind of just have to accept that and find where you fit in as yourself.
Yeah. Like this year with the comedies, most of the comedy pieces I was getting was the dramatic pieces in the comedy. So they were still funny, but it was mostly like, you know, a really serious thing was happening in that scene that was like a big point of the plot. And which I got was like, I'm a lot better at dramas. I just understand the drama, I understand like the risks and like the down takes of those. With comedies, I'm not like the free going type, like silly person. Like I'm just not, which I realized this year. Like I've been typecast as like the villain or like the mean girl or like the B word. I don't know if I can say that on here with you, but
The bitch. I get it.
the bitch.
Yeah.
I've been typecast as those type of characters. So I wouldn't really be like the silly, carefree person. I don't see myself as that.
Yeah, because like I said with like the Romeo and Michelle, I had to be very. I was my character that I like. She was ditzy, and very. Well, I don't know if my teacher wanted me to just be more like big, or because I haven't seen the film in such a long time that I'd have to rewatch it and see what they did and how they did it and how big they were, like with their stuff. You wanted me to be like super big, and I talk with my hands. I got facial expressions 24/7. Like that should be simple for me. Not happening. And I said, oh, okay, like I don't know what's happening, but it comes down to just really sitting down and working with it. And if it's not working, to find another way to make it work. So again, more actor stuff. You know, the you. But yeah. So we'll see where my life goes when it comes to comedy, I should say, not goes to comedy.
Same. I'm open to it, but it's not my biggest passion of acting is comedy. I love watching comedies.
Right.
I love laughing, but I love dramas a lot more.
I get that.
Yeah.
When a lot of films have drama in it, a lot of comedy drama in it. Well, what I wanted to talk about a little bit because, you know, it's pretty fresh. You saw 13 Reasons Why. That's definitely one of the shows that you binge watched.
I did. Hold on, I just gotta get my tissues real quick. We're gonna talk about this.
Yeah. Just to bring up one of the shows that we both mutually watched.
Yeah.
I was gonna take a drink, I don't know, and then I put the lid back on and it didn't happen. And the real reason why I want to bring this up is because this season, the acting in it was very, I don't want to just go with a basic word like good or great. Like it was phenomenal. Like
it was sorry.
No, go ahead.
I really related to this season a lot more than their other ones because it dealt with a lot more with like mental health and anxiety, which I think is a huge factor in our generation. Which I was like, and it was, I loved the season and I hated it at the same time.
No, I get that.
For one certain reason. Thank you.
If any viewers watching this, if you don't want to hear this, Go forward a little bit. So when Justin died, I literally I've been heartbroken. I've been heartbroken watching TV shows and a character has died. But when I tell you, like, my heart was broken. Like, I'm getting emotional right now. And I'm like, this is a show.
I was sitting right here watching it, and I was bawling my eyes out, and my roommate comes out, she's like, I thought I heard you crying. And I was like, and I was like trying to tell her what happened. I was like, I can't, and I hysterically started laughing for about like 10 minutes. I could not stop laughing because I was so shocked. I was like, first of all, how dare they give him such a redemption arc this season of him being sober, of him, trying to get his shit together, of him being like taking on his own responsibilities. And then like, I don't remember what episode it was, but I saw something on his neck, and I was like, I don't know if that's a hickey or not, but I was like, it doesn't look like a hickey. It looks like your skin and it was like burnt. But I was like, it didn't happen anywhere. And I was like, and then he got like some on his forehead up here, and I was like, oh, and it was before they even announced it. And I was like, he has AIDS. I was like, he has AIDS. I know it. I know the signs of AIDS. He has it. And then he got AIDS. And I was like, motherfuckers. I was so angry. So angry. So angry.
Well, I sent you Snapchats while I was like in the middle of finishing it.
I couldn't even Snapchat anyone when I was watching it. I cried for like, after like I finished it, I was like, that whole night I was just laying in my bed. I was like,
my favorite part, I would say, of that whole episode of like saying goodbye to his character was between his actual death in the hospital, because like there wasn't really I don't think there was any lines. It was just his parents, Clay's parents, and Clay. And Clay was holding his hand because Justin asked him to, and I was like, like, I'm getting emotional thinking about it. But and then you just hear like him flatline, and then you just see Clay's mom like just lay on the bed and just cry. And I was like, oh my God, like, are you kidding? So, and then it goes into like he starts seeing him as a ghost, and I was like, oh
no. I know.
And then my next favorite part would 100 million kajillion% be when Clay's in their room and he's sitting there and he starts reading Justin's college essay that got him accepted to college. And he was saying that Clay's his brother. And I was like, oh, like, I'm about to cry. I have tears in my eyes. Like, that is
I cried.
Heartbreaking, sentimental thing ever.
It was brilliantly well done this entire season.
100%. Well, and then I was reading stuff. I'm not gonna cry. Stop. I already got rid of the tears. Stop. I was reading online that Dylan Minnette and why can't I think of his name right now? Do you remember his name?
The actor who plays Justin Foley?
Yeah.
Oh gosh, I can look it up.
I think his last name's Flynn. It's gonna make me
now. His last name is Flynn. I know that. Why? Brandon.
Brandon. Oh, Brandon Flynn. Let me tell you something, honey. I love you.
I love him. Do you know that he dated Sam Smith? Sorry, just had to say that.
No, yeah. They were so cute together.
And, okay, anyways, continue what you were going to say about him and Dylan.
I love him and Dylan. Love him. I love the whole cast, but like Dylan and Brandon are amazing. Everyone else is amazing. I don't want to exclude anybody because that whole cast is absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah.
But I guess they pushed for the writer to kill off Justin. And I was like, why? Why would you do that to me? Right. But the thing is even though he died, the one thing that I just admired was just how the character arc of him and how they did it and how he performed it. And I think it was so beautiful that like, I feel like he knew something was up and like he knew he was probably going to die. And that's why I was very happy that he went to prom. Because he was with his friends having a wonderful time for like the last time. And I genuinely feel like he knew like something like just wasn't right. And he was going to die. I know, honey. I was just about to cry too. Oh.
No, like he was with Jessica and they were dancing.
And he was having such a good time. And they were like finally together and finally having like this happy, beautiful moment of just being teenagers and not dealing with bullshit. And
the acting, so Brandon Flynn, he is actually gay.
Yes.
Like, I don't know, to have to like to do a scene like that where you're dying of something that so effectively is like affects your community, like that is insane. And like his whole performance with that was just beautiful.
No, I agree.
I love him so much. Like, I'm like in love with him. I want him to be my best friend. I love you, but
no, I get that. Like I watch these TV shows and I'm like, oh my god, I want to be friends with but yeah, I feel like this season just brought everything full circle.
It
like,
did.
From every season, and it was May.
And like even though perfect ending to the series.
Wait, you skipped out there. What did you say?
I said even though Justin died, it was the perfect ending to the series. It got everything together and just was like a perfect, like, because in some shows like their endings are kind of like okay, but this one was, mwah.
I agree.
I will say it over and over again, it was brilliant.
Oh, it really was. The writers, the actors, like literally anybody that was involved with that series. Oh, you're amazing. Seriously. Like, oh, I don't think I've ever truly been so touched and blown away by a TV show like I am with that one. And that's why I love it so much, because they're bringing things that are happening in our generation and in life in general, and they're putting I'm trying to think how to phrase this. They're putting out this message that is very educational and helpful, and they're making it into this amazing story. I just think that they portray a really good message and they don't sugarcoat anything, and A lot of shows, I feel like, don't do it properly, if that's the right way to phrase it. And to me, this show does. And that's why I would highly recommend it to people, but it is also not for everyone.
Yeah.
So,
say that's for everyone.
It's not for everyone. As somebody who literally struggles with anxiety, there are moments where it's hard for me to watch. And I know you struggle with anxiety too. So like, it's not easy. So
No.
yeah, it's definitely not for everybody. But if you can watch it, it's highly recommended by us. There was just so much that happened this season and that was done this season that I just appreciated from every aspect, every department area of the cast and crew. So yeah. But yeah, I had to bring that up and talk about it because I know we both watched it, and yeah, I just thoroughly enjoyed it. So, well, the last thing I would like to do is with other classmates that I have been doing this my podcast with, we typecasted each other. So I thought it would be fun to typecast each other.
Okay.
So because you're my guest of honor this week, you may go first.
Oh, I get a typecast to you?
Yes.
Oh, goodness. Okay. Okay. Well, I've seen a lot of horror films, for sure.
What kind? Which ones? What kind?
I don't watch a lot of horror films, so I don't know like the exact terminology for them.
Would you say like slasher, like Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees, or like paranormal, such as like The Conjuring or like Paranormal Activity?
I don't really see paranormal, but I see a lot more like slasher. That's correct? Like the movie It type thing. Like those type of movies, for sure. I don't see it being like the scared, like, needs rescuing. I see you as like the heroine, the one who like takes charge and does shit.
Girl, you know how badly I want to be the final girl? This one hitting different.
Like you were saying, Melissa McCartney, comedies. I definitely see you in those comedies. Again, very strong character lead. Definitely one of those. I don't see you as the one in the movies that needs the rescuing. I see you doing the rescuing. So, yeah.
Well, thank you. Okay. You could be in Mean Girls. You could either play Gretchen or Regina, hands down. No ifs, ands, or buts.
Let me get my hand so it like holds my face.
If you did a comedy, you would probably either be like the mean girl that ends up helping the girl that gets the guy, or you would be the girl, like the nerdy girl that like turns like princess, like the Breakfast Club. Like you would be the basket case that turns princess.
I love that. Love it.
I can see you being possessed, like The Exorcist.
Oh, okay.
You have this like if somebody put makeup on you and everything, and like they did the right makeup, like you could pull off like not The Exorcist, but like you would be the possessed, and in the movie you would have to get an exorcism or something. Like the possession, or what's the one? Something with Emily Rose. I think it's like The Exorcism of Emily Rose. Like, you could do that one. I feel like too. That one has, I think it's Jennifer Carpenter's, the Emily Rose film. And then The Possession, I can't remember, but I think it's a little girl that gets possessed or something. But I would definitely look those up and watch those.
Okay. I can dig it.
Dramatic wise, I would probably say like either it would be involved with like you're married but he cheats on you and then you find out and then you like leave him but then you have a downfall. Yeah, but then you recover and you meet this new guy but you're too scared to love him because of what your husband did to you.
I love that.
Ooh, or like there's this one called, I think it's called like The Butcher with Blue Eyes or something. I think she kills her husband.
Okay.
I feel like you could pull off something like that.
I like it.
I don't think she was like, if I remember the film correctly, I don't think she was like crazy, but like people would, like anybody who would kill somebody would be perceived as crazy, but like she isn't, if that makes sense, how I explain that.
Yeah. I have a question. Do you see me in like any drama period films or things like that? Like those type of genres?
I think you can pull off like a 1920s. You just have that kind of look like if they did your hair, because you have longer hair, it's easier to like style that way. I think you can pull off like a 20s, or this isn't really a drama, but you can definitely be like in Greece.
I'm obsessed with period dramas, so that's why I asked. Because like things are like Anne Boleyn and Henry VIII and the movie Outlander and things like, not the movie, sorry, the TV show Outlander. I'm obsessed with those.
You could probably be an Alias Grace, I feel like.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
That's like my dream, like my dream is to do a drama period piece. Preferably Anne Boleyn. But
okay.
One day. I might have to direct it myself to make that.
There you go. Direct and act. All right, Scarlett. Well, thank you so much for doing this. I loved talking with you. I will probably be Snapchatting you after this anyways, but I love you. I miss you. I can't wait to see where both of our careers go, and we got this. So
we have it, and I love you. Mwah.
You too. All right. I will talk to you later.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.